So I know many of you are enjoying Friday fish fries, but what wines should you have? And what wines really go well with that? And what if you don't even like fried seafood? Well, stay tuned. I have some great ideas for you. Welcome to this week's episode. We're going to explore 3 wines which are excellent for Friday fish fries, but they'll also go well with a whole host of other fried foods like chicken and pork, so don't worry, you'll be fine. And then stay till the end and I'll tell you about a very special moment that I used to share with my grandfather when he would try to take me fishing. Stay tuned. So let's take a look at our first wine, and really all of these wines are excellent for not only fried seafood, but really anything that's fried, because the acidity in all 3 wines will really help cut through the sort of that greasiness and really showcase the foods that you're trying to enjoy. So for our first wine, I picked a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. Wow. Is this one going to really help that fried seafood really stand out? And as you know, if you've been to some Friday fish fries, boy, they have everything from potato pancakes to French fries to hush puppies and coleslaw and potato rolls and all kinds of things. So kind of a heavy meal. So a wine like a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand with all of the acidity and the fresh grapefruitness and lemon zest and the fresh herbalness quality will really help complement and cut through those foods. Think of the Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand as a little lemon wedge that you would squeeze on your fish, versus dipping your fish into tartar sauce, which makes it even more heavy, which is still good, don't get me wrong. But I think the Sauvignon Blanc, this one in particular, will just really make that fish fry and everything that's associated with it be delicious. And you know, this wine is very affordable. This wine is usually about $10, and I found this at everywhere from my grocery store to Trader Joe's to a fine wine retailer. So I really recommend this one. And Sauvignon Blancs in particular from New Zealand are really nice to have with seafood. So I hope you enjoy it. So let's take a look at our second wine, and it's a Spanish wine, and what a delightful wine this is. The Verdejo from Rueda in northern Spain is very similar to, say, a Sauvignon Blanc and a Pinot Grigio. So if you're familiar with those, you might go, oh, okay, I know what those are like. Light, refreshing, light to medium bodied and light to medium acidity, which is great because remember, we want some acidity in all of these wines that we're having with our fish fry or with our fried chicken or fried pork, whatever the case may be, because it's really going to help cut through that and really make them nice. So the Verdejo is also known for its floral aromatics, and it'll have, instead of the grapefruit that maybe we would get with the Sauvignon Blanc, with I think the Verdejo, a little bit more citrus in the way of lime. So lime zest and a little bit of nuttiness, actually, of all things. So I think it's also going to be a delight for the fried seafood that you'll be having on your Friday fish fry or whatever you may be having. So it's also a very nice one from a very famous producer. They started planting their vines way back in the 70s in an area that was really known for sherry. So it's a very well-established winery. It's a delightful wine, very affordable, $10 to $15 range. Again, I found this at my local grocery store. So a very nice find. I think you're going to enjoy it. If you like Pinot Grigios, you like Sauvignon Blancs, wow, this is right in that, I think, territory, and a very good one for you to try. The wines from Spain are just really getting me excited lately. I haven't tasted any I really don't like, and I think they offer great value and delicious wines for you. So let me know what you think, and I really hope you enjoy this. So let's take a look at our third wine. And I think if you've been watching my show for a while, you know what a sucker or fan I am of rosé sparkling wines. So for fried seafood or any fried food, and even maybe if you're being very health conscious and you decide, you know what, I don't want anything fried, but I still like seafood and maybe I want some baked salmon or some broiled salmon or something like that, the Louis Bouillot Brut Rosé is delicious. It's a sparkling wine from France, and it uses Pinot Noir and Chardonnay and Gamay grapes. And it's just one of my go-to favorite wines for really anything, but definitely for anything fried, anything from a fried Japanese dish, or it could be fried shrimp, or it could be, again, like I said, salmon. And it could be in a nice, healthful, baked or poached way. It's just very flexible in the way it is. And it's not too expensive. It's under $20. I always find it at Total Wine & More, so I recommend going there. It's just really one of my most favorite sparkling wines. And I think it's just a nice all-rounder, whether you're having whitefish or salmon, whatever the case may be, it's a nice one, and you maybe want to celebrate and enjoy some sparkling wine. And you know, the sort of the bubbles that are in sparkling wine sort of help even more cut through the grease that's in fried foods. Like all of these wines, they have nice acidity. It really helps with the meal. Wonderful to enjoy. So we have something from France. We have something from Spain. We have something from New Zealand. So I think we have you covered. And remember, you know, when we're talking about acidity, a great thing to think about is it like a lemon? Is it like grapefruit? Something very citrusy, and you know what that tastes like and how acidic that can be. Well, sometimes we really like that in wine, and especially when we're looking at this week's episode, we're talking about everything fried. The acidity you're going to find, maybe you may not want to just drink it on its own, even though I think all of these are very nice if you just wanted to sip and drink them on the deck. But with the fried food and some of that heaviness, wow, the acidity, or the citrusness, if you will, really helps lighten it and lively it up. So it's sort of nice to look for these. But I also think it's very important that if you drink these and you're like, you know what, I don't think I like my wines to taste like lemon or lime or grapefruit. That's great, because that'll help us figure out, all right, which wines do you like? So maybe you still like white wines, but maybe instead of the citrus part, you like it maybe if it goes more to the melon or the green apple. That's great, because we have a whole bunch of wines to explore that kind of go in that direction. So it's very good to know once you try these, if you like them, why you like them, maybe why you don't like them. It's all good. So I hope you get a chance to try these 3 wines for your Friday fish fries. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode where we looked at some fabulous wines to go with fried seafood, but fried dishes in general. I promised you I would share a childhood memory of mine that has to do with seafood and definitely fried seafood, more maybe the breaded kind. And it was when my grandfather used to take me out fishing when I was a very young boy. And it felt like he would wake me up at 3 a.m. to go fishing, which I really didn't care about. And we'd go out in the ocean and we would just bob in this boat, and I would throw up for almost the whole entire day. But he would check on me to make sure I was having fun, which I think I tried to pretend I was having fun. And then we would come back with these burlap sacks full of the most disgusting fish you could ever imagine. And he'd get it in the lawn, and my grandmother would fry it up. And I just thought there couldn't be anything worse than that day. But she would always have like a ham sandwich for me because she knew how much I hated it. And it's not till I got much older that I really appreciated, you know what was really great about those times when he would take me fishing is I got to spend a whole day with my grandfather and doing something that he loved. I hated it, but he loved it. And I cherish those moments now. So for all those moments that we cherish with our loved ones who may be gone, that's what wine's all about. Stay tuned until next week. Cheers.